Friends, I'm resuming this FS Gatha after a break of 2 days or so. Let me reconnect. So far, I have shared my experiences, my information with you on about 5 aspects of Friend Society. 1. The genesis and the early days of FS. 2. The Cheer Up program. 3. The Adaptive Family Friend program. 4. The Voluntary Blood Donation program. And 5. The Prevention of Burns project. Now I move on to the next program or next project of Friend Society in chronological order. That is the X-ray plate project. The X-ray plate project is not currently on. It was closed down deliberately in 1990 or so. But before we closed it, it served very well for 18 years. I remember it was sometime in September 1971. We had already conducted a few voluntary blood donation programs. In one evening, I went to Niranjan's room, 80 SP Hall. My hostel, Maharshi Arvind Hall, was next to SP Hall. Niranjan was busy doing something, and I started breaking his head. I was talking to him about Friend Society. To avoid me, he pulled out a small booklet, gave to me, and asked me to read. I took it to my room and read in the night. It was the annual report of another NGO in Pune known as the Friends of Sasun Hospital, Pune. It interested me. I found a small group of volunteers like ours was busy doing several service activities in Sasun Hospital, Pune. I read with interest about the voluntary blood donation program of this and others, but what caught my attention was a program known as X-ray plate project. It told me that they were procuring the X-ray plates from the manufacturing company and selling to the patients on no profit, no loss basis. And I remembered a few days before that, when I was in the hospital as a student of medical college, I had seen one patient crying. He had a broken leg and seated on a wheelchair. When I asked why he was crying, he said that he had sustained a fracture and required to have an X-ray done. But it could not be done in the hospital because there was no X-ray plate available at that time. He was asked by the doctor on duty to go in a private clinic where he would have to spend about 20 rupees. And also the additional expenditure on travelling by rickshaw, which would be very difficult for him. He was a poor man. I felt his pain but could do nothing. So when I read this report, I was excited about it. I thought, why not we'll do something of this sort. Next day again I went to Niranjan and told him that how about starting a X-ray plate project in the SSC hospital on the lines of the Sasun Hospital, Pune. He liked the idea, but raised many questions as per his style. What is the requirement? Where to get the X-ray plates from? How much will be the fund required? Where from the fund will come? And so on and so forth. But the story I can cut in short. Together we started working. In a few months, we found what was the requirement of the X-ray plates in the hospital. Friends, I must add here, what was available? There was an X-ray department in the hospital. There were doctors. There was machinery. There was paramedical staff available. Everything was there. What was not available was X-ray plates, because the state government could not supply continuously all the required number of X-ray plates. Then we also found that the X-ray plates can be procured from manufacturers, one Hindu X-ray plate manufacturing company in Mumbai. But the money, we thought that will raise a revolving fund, and our estimate was that we'll need an amount of rupees 7,500. We scaled it down to 5,000, but still it was beyond our reach. Friends, today 5,000 rupees would sound a big amount. It will sound a very small amount, but in those days it was a big amount. I think it will match something like 5 lakh rupees of today. And what was our budget of French society in those days? I told you, 600 rupees a year. Niranjan said, Sagun, let us give up. We cannot manage this. I was not ready to accept. I went to his room and I asked for the donation book. This was a receipt book for donations for French society. I went to my hostel. I asked myself, what can I do? And I decided to forego my morning breakfast of 1 month. And I started with a contribution of rupees 11 from me. I asked my friends, some of them they gave, others didn't. But in one evening, I collected 79 rupees from my Maharshi Arvind Hall. I went with happiness and pride to Niranjan. I returned the donation book and I gave him 79 rupees. Niranjan asked me, Anathi shu thashe? I said, Niranjan, this is 1% of what we need. Now we need to raise only 99%. This was my faith, friends. All the time I started thinking, what can we do? Then came the Diwali break. My cousin Rajan and I, we went to Dahod, our native town. We were still young. So in Diwali, our elders would give us the Diwali, some gift, in terms of cash. So whenever our elders started giving money, we demanded for more. We said, we will use it for a noble cause. And we received more money. We collected something like 600 rupees from our trip to Dahod. And we went and deposited the money with Niranjan. Now people started taking the things seriously. And in one of the meetings of French Society, remember I told you every meeting was a general body meeting, everybody was present. We discussed about how to raise fund from X-ray plate project. Friends, I'll break here for a while and come back with more interesting part of this. Wait for a few moments.